MAM stands for multi-appreciation moment. It means more than one story point being touched on by a single event in the plot. So, if you have thing X happens, thing X might illustrate part of something to do with theme, part of something to do with plot, part of something to do with character. It might illustrate something to do with the objective story theme, and something to do with the main character in plot, and something to do with the obstacle character's problem, for example. So altogether, you end up with one single event that does multiple duty. And you can come up with one multi-appreciation moment after another in your story, and when you do, you end up touching on each of these, and only over the course of the story do you completely describe the objective story theme, completely describe the main character's plot progression, completely describe the obstacle character's problem, in this case, OC prob, only by the time all of these multi-appreciation moments have been experienced, and a little bit of each of these different story points is given to the audience with each one until they finally understand each story point completely by the end of the story. That's a very interesting way to go. The nice thing about multi-appreciation moments is that's what makes a story viewable or readable over and over again. If all you have is this story point's illustrated, then this one, then this one, then this one, you go through it once, you've had the experience as an audience. But if this particular multi-appreciation moment has different parts to it, followed by another one that has different parts to it that it touches on, because they're coming through in a linear fashion, then every time you go from one multi-appreciation moment to the next, the audience cannot grasp all of them at once. So in their first viewing of the movie, they'll understand this one and see that facet of what happened, and then they might understand this one next, and then they might understand this one next, and that would be their path through the movie from appreciation moment 1 to 2 to 3. The next time they view it, time 2, they see this facet of the first one because they gain an additional meaning by seeing it again. And maybe they see the same one here second, but then they see a different one here third in these 3 multi-appreciation moments. In so doing, the emotional pathway, the experiential pathway, and even the information pathway is different for the audience each time they see the story. And when you add up one of these after another, you may create an almost infinite number of viewing experiences or reading experiences, even though it's really the same material, because the audience's appreciation of it changes each time, so they gain a deeper understanding of the obstacle character's problem, a deeper understanding of the main character's plot progression. As long as the audience gets enough exposures that by the end of the story they will understand enough about the obstacle character's problem to know what it is, then each time they view it, they gain a different appreciation of it because they've taken a different path. That's what you want if you're going to be able to create a story that can be viewed over and over again and have legs, rather than be a one-time wonder. You view it, it was neat, but it's disposable. This is what makes Shakespeare last. This is what makes the classic movies last. Multi-appreciation moments.